Thank you, Jancy. Thank you for having us. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have about 20 people here. Can I check if you can hear me, if you can see us, if you can see us, if you can hear us? Can you, just drop some of you drop a thumbs up, drop something into the chat so that I know everyone is here. Yeah, so I saw a few names over here. I saw a few thumbs up. Thank you. Yep, I saw Azika, Lexius, Desmond's, quite a number of you, Anissa, Ryan's. Okay, Rizal. Okay, wonderful. Okay, awesome. Nice. Thank you for the participation. Wonderful. And we have, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Cream. Can also just quickly check, are most of you Malaysians? How many of us are not Malaysian? How many of us are from internationals, from other country? Anyone? Okay, no, okay, good. All Malaysian, cantik. Okay. So before I proceed, let me just roughly go through some of the logistic. Okay, yeah, we have a few, Ria, we have Ryan from PH, Philippines. So welcome and nice to see you, nice having you here. And then we have Putita from Thailand, wonderful, awesome, great, welcome. Okay, so before I continue, I just want to go through some of the logistics so that we have a smooth experience of what's going to happen for the next 90 minutes. Because this session is only 90 minutes, and I want to make sure every minute, every second counts. So that's why the first 5 minutes, setting up the logistics is super important for us. And also want to share a little bit more about our learning environment, so that because the learning environment is going to detect how the session is going to go. So what's going to happen is this. In a short while, I'm gonna put most of you into a breakout rooms. Okay, so a breakout room virtually. So over there, what's gonna happen is I will get everyone to get to know each other. Okay, before we continue, I just want to share the reason why I'm doing this, because the learning environment is very important. Without a good learning environment, the learning will become passive. If those who know Toto, in Malaysia, there is something we call Toto or 4D or lottery. So let's say you go buy lottery and then just hope that you can win one day. So same thing, actually learning has to come with intentions. So what's going to happen is one of the main important thing is I want to build a safe environment, a safe space for everyone. Hence, for that reason, I'm going to put everyone into a group, and this is a group where you will do a lot of activities. So there will be 3 activities in total for the 90 minutes. So my training style is more to facilitations and also a little bit of knowledge sharing, concept sharing. I will share some of the concept, I will share some of the knowledge, but most of the time, we will be doing facilitations where you and your peers actually get to talk, get to discuss, get to work on a project, get to work on a case together to actually understand what is emotional driver. And before that, John Doe here, John Doe, okay, for those who know, John Doe is not an actual person. It's actually just a placeholder for a person that is not identified. So why do I use John Doe over here? Is because all the audience here, I assume, because we are hoping a manager level and above to join this workshop. So that's why your team could have 5 people, 6 people. So we cannot specifically say, let's motivate this person, let's motivate that person. So that's why I use John Doe as a placeholder. But this idea is the emotional driver. Once you understand it, you can use it to motivate some of your people if you use it correctly or properly. Okay, so without further ado, let's go into our first exercise. So what we're going to do is very simple. The first exercise is going to be, let me okay. Before I unpack what's going to happen today, so shortly I'm going to put you into a breakout room, a few breakout room. We have 30 over people here. So I will randomly put you all into a breakout room. So what's going to happen, I need you to talk about these few things. So you can draw it out, meaning you get a piece of paper for yourself, okay, and then you can draw it out. I will give you some time to draw it out. So what do? You separate the paper into 4 sections, just like what I've shown in the screens. Okay, so the first part, you draw an icon that represent you. Okay, draw an icon that represent you. In my case, I also use this opportunity to do a quick introduction. By the way, my name is Kenny. So icon that will represent me is octopus. Why say so? Why do I use octopus? Because I am someone, some people will call me jack of all trades because I do a lot of different things at the same time. So for example, in training, my forte is still in training and facilitations, but I do a lot of different subjects. But of course, all those subjects are interconnected. For example, emotional driver, color brain, I also run AI, I also run team building, I also run a little bit of first aid. Why? Because I will only run programs that I'm practitioner of. So for example, I also run Canva and also PowerPoint program because I am a practitioner of those and I know the front and back of the whole thing. So that's why I use octopus to represent me. And when some people call me, they will call me octopus because I have many hands. I have different subject matter that I can talk about. So what do? I do a lot of facilitations. Difference between facilitations and also training is facilitation is about extracting what our audience know, and training is about injecting what we know. So my style is more to facilitations. So instead of me injecting what you need to know, I most of the time will extract what you need to know from the topic itself. Okay, so that's my style. So I'll use facilitation as icon, and then an icon that represent what excites you. Okay, personally, I like to games. Okay, during my free time, I will games, especially during the past long holiday. Actually, I spent some hours doing gamings. And then one last but not least, because today's topic is about motivation, right? And most people, when we talk about motivation, we talk about money. Money is the key motivator. So let's discuss about that later. Is it the case? So what we're going to do here, an icon to represent what would you do with 1 million? Okay, if I get a 1 million, probably what I will do is I will clear all my debt. So I'll put a debt here and then I'll put a cross.
Start 了哦，中没有声音的。
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so layer to back, layer to back. Okay, so let's take, let me give everyone about, let me set a timer here. 3 minutes, 4 minutes probably. Get yourself a piece of paper, or maybe just use whatever that you have, your phone if you are comfortable. So what do? Draw an icon, draw an icons that can represent you in these 4 areas. So let me scale this down. Okay, an icon that represent you, and then an icon on what you will do if you have a millions. And then what do you do? I mean, professionally, what do you do? What do you do in your workplace? You're an engineer, you're a manager in sales, in marketing, in what area? So an icon that represent you. Okay, so get a piece of paper and start drawing it out. And then I'll put you into a breakout room. That's where the discussions can happen. One more minute, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you, ladies and gents. Okay, wow. Okay, just to reaffirm for those who just joined us, what is happening right now, what we are doing right now is we are doing a simple icebreaker. So what's going to happen? Everyone are going to draw an icon that answer the questions. For example, the first one, icon that represent that persons, and icons that represent what excites you. In my case, is games. An icon that represent what would you do with 1 million ringgit or 1 million USD. USD is here because we have international people internationally. So 1 million USD. So why we are talking about this, because today's topic is more on motivations, and most of the time when we talk about motivations, the money will come into the picture. But is it the truth? We're going to discuss about that later. And then finally, a little bit about what do you do. In my case, I do a lot of facilitations. And my name is Kenny. I've been doing training for the past 13, 14 years. I will do a little bit more further introduction about myself shortly later. But let me put everyone into a breakout room. And we have a few participants who just joined. I will put you into room first. So I will need some of your help to actually get them back to their feet. So what do? I will assign about 6 minute times, Each of you get your turn to quickly share about a little bit about yourself and also what do you do. Get to know each other, because today workshop will be more on activities and also discussions and work on a case study. So your teammates, your team members, your room members, or maybe your group mate is very important, because you'll be working together a lot most of the time. So when you're in your group, it's highly recommended that you turn on a camera so that your friends can see you during the discussion when you are sharing. And then also, it is also important that you are open, because I want to make sure this is a safe space. Okay, so in order to create a safe space, it's not me alone, because we have 40 people here. So create a safe space is about everyone's responsibility. So I need everyone to create a safe space together, respect your friend, no matter what they do, no matter what they say. It is what they are, because when we come about motivations, there's no one size fit all. So motivations to everyone is different. That's what we're going to discover today. Okay, so I'm going to open the room. So there will be about 6 minutes. Take this opportunity, get to know people, get to understand people, and also share a little bit more about yourself. And most importantly, build a community, because most of the time in public training, one thing I like about public training is that we get to know different people from different industry. Sometimes the different industry can give us a lot of new idea and new innovation that we can use. All right, without further ado, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put everyone in a room. All you have to do is share about yourself and an icon that represent you. If you haven't have the time to draw the icon, just share about who are you, what do you do, what excites you, and also what would you do with that 1 million. After we come back from the sharings, and then I'm going to unpack. I am going to unpack what is going to happen. Let me just give you a preview. When you come back, I'm going to talk about this iceberg model. I'm sure all of us know about this, but when we come back, I'm going to talk about what are we going to go through today. So there are 4 main topics that we're going to cover today, a short one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, your 6 minutes starts now. Halo, ada namanya HR at Hasil Kaya. They are doing a sharing right now, Puan HR or Tuan HR. So I think it's finishing soon. Probably I need your patience to wait here for a while, about a minute or two, I think. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the main room. Awesome. I've seen some, I've entered most of the group randomly. Wonderful. Some of the group are really having a very fruitful conversation. As I say, learning is most of the time two-way. So this is not the kind of webinar where you hear me talking about 90 minutes. As I shared, there will be exercises and also activities for us to participate and for us to learn, because learning is always in the doing. Learning is when we actually take out what we know and applied it. So for example, we watch a lot of video, for example, about cooking. We watch how all this simple recipe can be done in 1 minute, 2 minutes, but until we actually put our hand on the ingredient, we won't be really knowing it or practicing it. So that's why learning is very much two ways things. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for your participation. There will be a few more activities. I hope you will be more comfortable after this, because all the activities are designed for you to understand deeper about motivations. So just imagine if your people are behaving the same, so it's difficult for you to motivate them, because who we are as a person also can motivate a different kind of person, a different kind of employee, a different kind of people. We attract the alike people. Okay, so without further ado, let me unpack our content for the day. So ladies and gentlemen, can you drop into chat box from the screen that you share? What do you see? There's a few things over there. Just literally, what do you see? What object, what items do you see? Drop into the chat. If you can use your mic, that would be perfect. But otherwise, just drop into the chat. What do you see? What object, what item, literally, that you see? Thank you. Shry Rosalind, Ryan, both of you share the same thing. Iceberg, wonderful. Thank you, Adam. Beside iceberg, you also see island. There's also ship. You also, thank you, Ria Litan. You see ice submerged on water. Wonderful. Nice. That's literally what you see, because it's thank you, Catherine, because this is a 90-second workshop. If this is a 1 day or 2 day workshop, the iceberg is going to expand. There's a lot of things. There will be journey. There will be stuff like that. Thank you, Adin. Cloud. Yeah, wonderful. Something that people do not see. Island, ship, iceberg, ship and a box. Wonderful. Is that a box? Is that a box? Let me share with you what is that later. Wonderful. Thanks for your participation. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Ryan, as well. So let me zoom in. And of course, as I shared, the title for this workshop is Let's Motivate John Doe. So John Doe, again, is actually a placeholder. It's not an actual person, it's a placeholder. So because all of us here are manager, because the target is for manager, this workshop. So if it's too deep for you, probably you can, my suggestion is if you are not manager and you do not have people to manage. So my suggestion to you is take this opportunity to understand yourself. What's your emotional driver? What's motivate you? And use this for your own. Okay. Kathleen, audio not clear. Yeah. Audio. Yeah. Sometimes it happens. Probably I lack out. Is my audio back? Is my voice back? Voice good. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Sometimes because it's online and the internet comes from two way. Again, learning comes from two way. Virtual training also two way. Sometimes my internet problem, then everyone will be affected. Sometimes probably just your internet. Sometimes your internet suddenly stumble or stammer. So yeah, a few seconds you will recover. Yeah, don't worry. But thank you for the feedback, Kathleen and also Siti. Wonderful. And again, John Doe here is a placeholder, and how do we use his emotional driver to motivate him? So what's going to happen is, and we talk about iceberg. Okay, let's have these things over here. When we talk about iceberg, this is what we see. And usually when we talk about what motivate a person, people will talk about money. High chance when I ask 30 of you, you will say money is what motivates you. And money is what motivates you. Probably your salary, you go to work every day, work so hard, wake up every morning, jam here, jam there, just to go to the world for what? So high chance you may talk about money is the first motivator. But this money is the iceberg, the tips of the iceberg. So actually deep down inside, there is a lot of things that motivate us that we may not realize yet, that we may not see. So with that, I want to share with you, this is what we're going to go through today. First thing I'm going to talk about is this. Okay, this is not a box, this is actually a pre-planned sticky notes. So the first topic we're going to talk about is where motivations come from. Okay, so probably you can drop in the chat. What do you think motivates you? Again, I know it's money. So beside money, what else motivates you? What do you think? What else motivates you? Can you drop in the chat? Besides money, what else motivates you? Thank you, Adin, your kids. Wonderful. I'm married with 2 kids. Yeah, I can connect to you, Adin. I can relate. Thank you, Yanfeng. It's achievement. What can you achieve? Yeah. Your family, Ellen. Traveling with your kids. Your families. Awesome. Recognitions. Yeah, being recognized. To be recognized. From ourselves, our passions. Yeah, if we love something so much, we definitely will wake up in the morning and go and do it, no matter what happened. Yeah, appreciation from others. So meaning others people see your work, other people see what do you do. Wonderful. Thank you, Wahiza. Okay, so for the rest of you can continue to put in. I will go through later. Yeah, Karen, the last one. My family and kids. Wonderful. Again, I'm married and with 2 kids, I can definitely understand from whatever that you have shared over here. So where motivation come from? Basically, there's only 2. Is whether intrinsic or extrinsic. So is whether something that you wanted to do it personally or it is something because of rewards. So for example, over here, wait, let me give me a moment. Intrinsic and also extrinsic. So this study has been there for the past decade or probably millennium. You can definitely find it out what is intrinsic and extrinsic motivations factors. So intrinsic over here is, for example, ourselves, our passions, definitely intrinsic. Recognitions, achievements, kids, all these are intrinsics. And then extrinsics is money, prizes, praises. All these are considered external factor. You do it, you get motivated when you are rewarded with something. Those are extrinsics. Intrinsic, you are doing it not because of the money or prizes, but because of the passion of the thing you want to achieve. So that's where motivation comes from. So that is the first part that we're going to cover. And then next part, we're going to go down deep inside, besides this, the 8 emotional driver. So now we understand the motivations come from whether internally or it could be externally, the carrot and stick idea. So however, deep inside us, there is 8 emotional driver that we rarely go into. Some of it has been mentioned, like recognitions, families, appreciations, your passions, recognition. Some of it has been mentioned over here, but there is others as well. So we're going to discover about it today. And after we discover these both, we're going to find the connections. What are the connections between these 2? We know what motivates us, intrinsic and extrinsic. And then we also know there are 8 different emotional drivers. So we're going to find our connections. How these interconnected, meaning how can we use emotional drivers of one person's and make it either intrinsic or extrinsic. For example, most of you say family. Of course, this is mostly intrinsic. But what happens if your company offer you something like this? You can work from home every day. You can work from home every day, and you have flexible working hours. As long as you are with your family, you do your work. That's it. So that to most of us is considered extrinsic because it's a reward that you get. If you do your things well, then you can be with your family. That's extrinsic. So, and how are these interconnected? I'll just give you an example just now. So there are 8. And finally, last but not least, once we are discover this, then we have a one last exercise to actually, this person over here is John Doe. You can see he's very relaxed on an island, relaxing. So very lazy, very chill person. So now we're going to do a simple exercise and try to motivate this John Doe. So at the end of the, probably after the next 45 minutes, I will have an exercise for everyone. So what do we do is I'm going to share a custom GPT that I've developed. So what do? We will try to motivate this John Doe. And you will have this John Doe will have an emotional driver bar or motivation bar. So all you have to do is talk to him, ask questions, get to understand his emotional driver, and then ask the right questions, give him the right state, either intrinsically or extrinsically. And then what do you do? And improve the bar from 30% to probably 80% above. So let's see what can we do to motivate this John Doe at the end of the sessions. Okay, so let's start. So ladies and gentlemen, we have talked about the iceberg model. And again, we thought money is everything, but actually money is just part of it. All we want is the money, the things the money can buy us, the thing the money can buy us. So can I also ask a quick questions from the sharing earlier? You remember I asked two questions. The first question is, what calms you down? Sorry, what excites you? And then second one is, what do you want to do with 1 million? Actually, both of it is a part of intrinsic motivation and also extrinsic motivations. So what's, excuse me, what excites you is actually your intrinsic motivations. What can you do with 1 million is your extrinsic motivations. So that's where the motivations come from. Motivation come from when you feel like I want to do some things, when you feel like I want to do most of the stuff. So those are considered as your motivations. That's where your motivations come about. And once we know about this, now we go into this area, the 8 emotional driver. So for a quick example, can you drop in the chat? Just type out. I will give 1 minute for everyone to type it out. What would you do with that 1 million USD? Just now we have one question about that, right? You already prepared that. So instead of showing me the icon, now you type it out. What would you do with that 1 million USD? You type it out into the chat. Let me set a 1 minute timer. Type it out in the chat. Make it short and concise. What is that you would do with that 1 million USD dollar? Okay, Ria, put up a business and travel. Invest. Okay. By the way, I will pick 1 or 2 of you to deep dive further later. 40 seconds. Interesting. All right, hands up. So we have a few here. Most of it are invest, okay, which is nothing wrong with it. It's wonderful. I will do the same as well. Put up a business and travel from Leah, and then Chan talk about invest. Cream talk about invest as well. Ryan go to vacation with your family around Asia first, and then Adin talk about buying your company share and still working here. Okay, wonderful. Become a shareholder. Yeah, the revenge. So Yongxing talk about invest. Yan Feng talk about paying off the loan, give some to your family and donations to pets. Wonderful. Continue normal life. Jun Kan, Kathleen, Anissa also talk about investment. Karen talk about debt settlement as well. Rosalind, pay off bank loan, save for your kids and brother, build a dog shelter. Wonderful. Wahiza, talk about travel and build water wells around the world. Okay, all these are huge dream. All these are huge dream, big dream. But deep dive inside, we are actually fulfilling some of the emotional driver. Okay, deep down inside, we are actually fulfilling some of our emotional driver. Can I just pick a volunteer? Okay, by the way, any volunteer here? Probably Wahisa, sebab because I see you turning on your mic earlier in the group. Can I do this with you, Wahiza? If you agree, can you turn on your mic and say okay?
Sure, yes.
Wonderful, thank you, Wahiza. Okay, can we give a round of applause to Wahiza? Ya, tepukan kepada Wahiza. The reaction button, there is the applause there. Yeah, thank you, thank
Oh,
you, thank you, thank you. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, so Wahiza, just a quick one, just a quick one. And you talk about you want to travel and build water wells around the world. So now that you have money, you wanted to travel and you want to build water wells. So you are doing two things at the same time, correct?
Yes.
So you are travel so that you can go around the world.
Yep.
Okay, and then what is the intention of building water wells?
Yeah, because there are so many people without water in the world, and there are so many people are very, very poor. So by having the water wells, it's just like the telaga perigi, it will give them water. So I will have, I want to help people. So if I have lots of money, I can build more water wells around the world. Example like
Okay.
in Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, even in Malaysia also, there are lots of people don't have enough water.
Or maybe not only not enough water, but also clean water.
Clean water, yes. Clean water. Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, why do I have this conversation with Wahiza? You can do the same with your people as well. As you are talking with your people, you know, they talk about their dreams, their goals. You try to dive deep. You try to ask questions to understand. Because whatever Wahiza is sharing here, travel and build water well. So she is sharing on the iceberg level. Click here. This is what we hear from her. But deep down inside, what are the emotional driver that she is trying to achieve? So for example here, Wahiza, when you build water wells, right, are you expecting anything in returns?
Pahala. No, I want to make people
Pahala.
happy,
Okay.
and pahala for Muslim, we want pahala as much as we can while we are still alive.
Okay. Pahala, correct me if I'm wrong, is it collecting good faith?
Yes.
Okay, good. So for her, she's doing this is to collecting good faith. It's more to religious. So the motivations drivers come from contributions. Okay, one of the emotional driver is contributions. So let me type it out. Afterlife reward. Yes, thank you. Contributions. Yeah, one of the emotional driver is contributions. Okay, so this is one of the highest emotional driver that Wahiza trying to achieve, which is contributions. So how can we turn this into a workplace? How can we use this into a workplace? So for example, I know Wahiza is this kind of person. So I will give her a lot of opportunity to run probably CSR related event in the organizations.
Oh,
That
I
can
love
contribute.
that.
Sorry?
Yeah, I would love that, doing all those
You will
kind
love
of.
that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of just doing work all day, so Wahiza, are you okay to volunteer for a project, you know, to go to a old folks home and also stay with them for a day just to understand how they feel, just to accompany them. So these are the things that Wahiza will feel motivated to do even in workplace. So in workplace, not only about work, sometimes all these additional things that will help to build their motivations, help them to stay in the company further. Another example here is Adin. Adin talked about buying his company shares and also continue to work there. So it tells me a lot that Adin's like his company very much. It's either his own company or probably his company that he really like and he really believe in that company. So that's why he want to do that. Not because of the money, but because he really liked the company. Probably the culture, probably the something. Yeah. So by the way, thank you, Wahiza. Thank you, Wahiza, for the volunteer. Yeah, can we give Wahiza another round of applause? Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Adin. Exactly. That's what I mean. So motivation is not only money. Sometimes it's the emotional driver that we want to achieve. Because sometimes we wanted to feel we are being recognized. Sometimes we want to feel we are being praised, stuff like that. So these are a quick example, short example here. Short example of what is the 8 emotional driver. By just having a casual conversations, not forcing the person to share, by just having a casual conversation. So what's going to happen right now? I'm going to put everyone into a group again. This time around, I'm going to reduce the number of groups. So I'm going to share this with you. Let me share my screen again. I'm going to share this document with you. It's in a link form. is in a link. So what do? These are the 8 emotional driver. So the first one is belonging and love, security and control, diversity, recognitions, achievements, challenge, excellence, and also responsibility and contribution. This is the emotional driver our Waiza has earlier. And also I haven't talked to Adin, so if I can have the chance to talk to Adin, I will be able to identify which emotional driver is higher for him. So these are the emotional driver, and these are the definitions. The needs to feel connected, accepted. So a quick example here is, this person like to be in the company. Every day he will go to work, he will go to work without complaint. Why? Because he wanted to stay with his friend. Every day go to work, he know, oh, I'm going to be with this group of people, my good friend, my good buddy. So his motivation to go to work is his friend. What happened is, if their friend resign, high chance this person motivation down. Yeah, so that is why a lot of time when a company are doing a mass cleanup, meaning they are firing people, they are doing VSS, a lot of people will feel demotivated because why? The belonging is gone. They don't feel belong anymore. Okay, the security also is gone. So these are the definitions: security and control, the need to be for safety. This person like to follow SOP, and they also want to make sure the money is there as well. Diversity, want to have fun. These are the type of people who cannot go to the same restaurant every day, must change restaurants. Every day must eat different things. They eat because they want to be satisfied. They eat not because they want to be feel full. Recognitions, achievements, challenge and growth, excellence, and also contribution. And these are the examples. These are the examples. Being invited to team lunch or social events. If this person got high belongings or love, this person will feel appreciated, will feel motivated if this person are being invited to lunch every day. So I'm sure some of us will feel like, how come I'm good friend with them, but I never get invited to lunch before? So suddenly you feel demotivated. Is something wrong? Are they gossiping about me or stuff like that? So because the belonging and love is not being achieved. And sometimes the security, example, you are being asked to do a project, but there's not enough information. So there's not enough information, there's not enough objective, you don't know what need to do, you don't need to be done, you don't even know who is your team member. So the security is gone, the control is gone. So you feel demotivated. So different people have difference over here. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put everyone into group again. I've provided one example here. All you're gonna do is give a second and third example. Okay, give a second and third example for each. So this one is workplace example. So personal life example, second and third. Okay, belonging and love, spending time, quality time with close family. Some of you talk about family. Yeah, family is one of the good example. Okay, and then same thing over here, the second and the third one. What is second? What is the third one? So as much as you can, I want you to do it in a group, because peers-to-peers learning, when we are learning with our peers, what's going to happen? We are also learning from them as well, because my examples are limited to my experience. Your friends have different examples. So we are learning example from different people. Okay, I'm here again as a facilitator. I'm also at the same time learning from everyone as well. So as you share in your room, I am also learning from you as well. So friends, I'm going to share this link to you. Share. Okay, by the way, you have to download this. After you open, you either download this to a Word file so that you can edit in your laptop, or you can make a copy. Okay, make a copy in the Google Drive. For those who are working on your phone right now, so probably please work closely with your group mate. Okay, copy link. Let me paste it into the chat right now. Hey. Rooms. I'm going to reduce the numbers of rooms to 5 so that more people in the room can contribute more. Okay, I'm shuffling everyone. So ladies and gentlemen, your 10 minutes, maybe I'll put 12 minutes. 12 minutes. You'll be automatically moved. Okay, by the way, if your friend don't have mic access, don't have camera access, just allow them to use chat as well, okay? Because everyone has different preference. Okay, the room are open. 12 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. See you soon. Welcome back. This is one of the few sessions where most of us interacting using the chat. You know, to me it's fine because what's comfortable to you, because I don't really force people to do any stuff. As long as you're comfortable with that ways of doing it, continue doing that, because we all have different emotional driver. Yeah, that's the reason why we allow everyone to contribute the way they want to contribute and do it the way they wanted to do it. Yeah, I have very low control and security. Okay, let me just share. I have very low control and security. So for people with high control and security, they will force everyone to open camera, force everyone to open a mic and talk. Because I have very low control and low security, and I actually have very quite high challenge and growth. So that's why I always encourage people to do it the way they want, because we can't motivate people. We can only help them. We can only help them, and we can't motivate them. And they are the one who can motivate themselves. Okay, by the way, I go to a lot of room randomly, on and off, on and off, on and off. Most of us go through, spend a lot of time in love and belonging. Probably most of you have high love and belonging. And then security and control, some of you, diversity, very few. So for that, let me just share a more extensive examples over here. So love and belonging, I think most of you got it very good, perfectly. So it's about feeling belong in a group. It's about being not only the money they go towards because they wanted to be feel belong. They wanted to spend time with their colleague. They wanted to work with people. So people are very important to them. Community are very important to them. And not only them, the manager itself is also very important to these persons. Okay, so that is belonging and love. And as security control, not only talk about safety, safety is one of it, but mainly on controlling. So if you know some people, they like to micromanage. So those are also part of control and security. They wanted to make sure everything goes according to the flow. Everything goes according to the planned agenda. Nothing can be changed. 1 minute late is 1 minute late. So those I have very high control and security. So personally, or a personal life example, in relationship, for example, feeling secure in relationship through trust and reliability. Some people who are control freak, very high in control and security, they even control what their partners wear, how their partner dress. So these are very high level of control and security. And most of you talk about investment. Talk about investment just now. How would you spend the 1 million? So some of us talk about 1 million. Let me just also share a little bit. When we talk about investment, there is a few purposes. Number one, they want to invest because they want to make sure money continue to work for them, so that they don't have to worry about money anymore. But some of us want to invest because they wanted to feel achieved. Some of us wanted to invest because they wanted to save more money so that they can clear their debt faster. So the same things, the same activities, investment may have different intentions depending on their emotional driver. So for example, investment, if this person has high belonging and love and they invest, and the reason they invest because they want to make sure the money grows, and then when come to retirement, they can safely stay together. They can no need to worry about money, so that they can provide for the families. So these are part of the belonging. And people who have high control and security, they want to invest because they want to make sure the money never goes out, the money never runs out. So that's why they invest. Okay, so different people with different emotional driver, the same actions can mean different things. Okay, and diversity. Some people want to invest, but why? For fun. Why do they have for fun? Because they say, oh, cryptocurrency very fast, cryptocurrency very can earn money very fast. So they just want to go in and try and then lose money or whatever. So this for them is diversity, just to try things out. just to try some stuff out, or buy new IPO, or those are diversity, just for fun, trying things out for fun. It's still investment, but they are trying it for fun, not for the sake of really wanted the money, but for the diversity, for the funds of it. And then people who invest and they are looking for recognitions. Yeah, for example, they want to earn a lot of money. They want to get a lot of money from investment so that they can share to people. Oh, you see, last week I earned 300% from my investment. They share it with people. They talk to people. They want to be recognized. They want to be praised. They want to get a positive feedback. Yeah, these are also a good example of in the workplace, this group of person will do one good thing and then send an email and CC everyone top to down. They will look for recognitions. Okay, so achievement. For some people, they invest, but it's for the sake of achievement. Yeah, because they wanted to achieve, they wanted to finally feel like, yes, I've done something. They want to feel achieved. Okay, here is an example here. Finishing a professional certifications, learning a new musical instrument. So for them, it's an achievement. Also, some of us, probably you will have some bucket list, do some extreme sports, scuba diving, deep dive, or probably paragliding. All these bucket lists are also part of your achievement as well. Personally, my achievement, for example, I talk about clearing my debt, right? Clearing my debt is actually part of my achievement that I wanted to complete. Growth and challenge. Okay, they wanted to learn more, they want to grow themselves. Instead of money, they want to get those money and enroll into a leadership program. They want to learn new stuff, but for the sake of challenge. Okay, the difference here, this person learn musical instruments because they want to feel achieved. It's something that they haven't done since their secondary school, probably. They want to do it because they want to get the achievement. Yes, I've done it. But people who want to challenge or growth, they learn musical instrument because they want to learn it for themselves. They push themselves. Okay, excellence. Excellence here, long story short, is someone who look for excellency. Okay, they want to make sure they do perfect thing. So when it comes to investment, they want to make sure they wins more than lose. Contributions, responsibility, same thing. You can be investing, but if your investment, the return of investment, everything will be spent on pet shelters. So this is a very high responsibility and contribution, people. So you see the same actions, the same things that we want to do with different emotional drivers, we will achieve it differently. We will do it differently. We will do it for a different intention. Same thing, you have 3 staff and 3 staff also telling you, I want to work from home. 3 of them also want to work from home, but 3 of them may have different emotional driver. One of them, because of belonging and love, they want to spend more time with their family or at their home. Yeah, some of them probably they just want to have what they want to enjoy the freedom, this diversity. And your third employee, they want to feel let's say this one, responsibility and contributions. Yeah, the reason why this person want to work from home because this person wanted to work from home so that every morning, every lunch hour, he can give free foods to the pets nearby, stray pets nearby. Yeah, so it's a different person, same actions, different intention, different emotional driver. So again, come back to this story. Emotional drivers. Money is always what we see, but actually most people, they go to work not for money, especially nowadays. Let me share with you, we are in the era of technology or AI right now. So you compare to the industrial era, many millennium back. So our parents, our grandparents, why they work so hard? They work so hard because they want to provide for families. Their motivational driver during that time is responsibility, probably out of love, out of contributions, because they love their family, they want to contribute to their families. So that's why they work so hard. Yeah, so that is those days. But nowadays, most of the youngest generation today, even the millennial today, they don't really work for money anymore because money is not something that they are looking forward anymore. Money is just something, a tools. Sorry to put that, but tools for them to achieve some of their emotional drivers. So again, so let's do a quick reflection over here. Money, again, is tools that help our people to actually achieve their emotional driver. It could be this, and this. Yeah, I've also seen some people, know some people, they work because they want to go to travel. But they go to travel not because of wanted to achieve. They go to travel because of recognitions. Every time they go to travel, they're going to share a lot of things in social media just to share with people that they have gone to this country, that country. So for them, getting a lot of like or feedback from social media is a recognition for them, so that they feel like the money are well spent. So that they feel like I work so hard for money, I get a lot of these praises. Yes, I get it. Of course, to some of us, it may feel wrong, but to them, that's how they are being motivated. Yeah, so again, it's quite biased. It can be very subjective. Yeah, if your belief are not aligned with your people belief, the way they get motivated and the way you want them to be motivated is different. Yeah, for example, my parents, one will always get me, will always use money to get me motivated. But to me, I don't want their money. To me, I want their recognitions. Yeah, I want their recognitions. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, any questions?
I think this is really an excellent session and eye-opener of what motivates people. Thank you so much, Kenny.
Thank you, Wahiza. Nice to see you again. Yeah. So before we haven't end yet, but I just want to gather if any question from everyone, because now that we know money is not everything, even to us, even to your people, money is just a tool that we can buy and to achieve something. So to me personally, because I do a lot of training, and whenever I get my training fees, I will always reinvest it to buy more training equipment, to buy more training props, to invest myself in probably printers. In just recently, I bought some printers. I bought one printers, A3 printer, and also some laminators so that I can create my own training materials. So this is what keep me going. It's not the money, but the feeling of achievement. Yeah. So that's the thing. So last but not least, I wanted to do this activity. Let's motivate John Doe. Okay. How do we do this? Let me share with you the structure. And then we do this as an ending. Let's see how many of us manage to motivate John Doe to 100% or maybe 80% or higher. Give me a moment. Okay. Shortly, I'm going to share you a link. Okay, this is a custom GPT that I have developed or created. So again, I also do a lot of AI training, especially recently. Because I'm a practitioner, I've been using ChatGPT or AI since November 2022. Whatever the moment they launch, I've been using it until today. I'm a subscriber of them for the past 1.5 years. So what's going to happen? I'm going to share you this link. You will get access to this. John Doe ED emotional driver. So what do you do? This guy is John Doe, and this guy is John Doe, or not you. I mean, the AI here is John Doe, and this John Doe is communicating with you, and you are the people manager. You are the manager of the person, and you are considered as a people manager. So, and you are to interact with this person and to discover his emotional driver and try to motivate him. So what do you do? The moment you reach this page, you click this. Let's start with you ranting about something. So this person, this John Doe, will rant about something randomly, and you have to do with it. So what do? You just press this, and then John Doe will start to rant. Honestly, I'm feeling really stuck lately. At work, it's like they keep throwing this big project at me, blah, blah, blah. You read everything. This is a conversation. You are having a conversation with this person, and then you answer him, I understand how you feel. For example, I'm being sarcastic, but I thought you want money. Okay, money is nice, but honestly, it's not the core of what bothering me. So what's going to happen here? You will see motivation level. This is the motivation bar. So you chat with him, talk to him, try to increase the motivation level to at least 80%. If you can get 100%, that's wonderful. 80% is the minimum. If you ask the wrong question, the motivation level can go down. Yeah, why not you resign? You see, you bring down the motivation level. Yeah, back to deeply frustrated. So it will give you a hint on how this person is feeling right now. Okay, so are you ready to test this out? Put in the chat if yes, or just show emoji. Wonderful. Awesome. Let's see how many of us managed to motivate our John Doe over here. For the sake of timing reasons, I'm gonna give everyone maximum 10 minutes, okay? Maximum 10 minutes, and we're gonna come back. I'm gonna put up a timer. I will also put some music on. So when the music stops or the timer is up, I want to invite everyone to come back, okay? Because ChatGPT or ChatGPT, I would say AI is very addictive one. When you talk to him, you will feel addicted. So let's go. It's in the chat.
Hey, Kenny, I can't go in because it's blocked.
Oh, because your company laptop is blocked. Yeah, I remember.
Not ChatGPT, but phone. But I try to use phone also. It doesn't allow. It says it's error 400.
You're connected to your company Wi-Fi, is it?
No, my own. Oh, maybe. Let me
Hmm.
try. Let me try again. Cannot. 404 not found. Lost in the web. I copied one by one what you put. Cannot go in.
One by one.
Yeah, I copy all this letters that you put.
Maybe you copy and save it somewhere, and then you go home and try.
Yeah, I'm using my phone now. The
Hmm.
phone.
Using pelik kenapa tak boleh?
That's why I cannot. I have my own ChatGPT. I use the word share unless I don't need to use the word share.
Verifying link. Oh, okay. I think I know why. Okay, ladies and gents, I think I know why. Yeah, sorry. Oh, I think I know why. Thanks for Hisa for the feedback. You try a new one. I reshared a new link. My mistake. All right, ladies and gents, welcome back. Apology and thank you, Wahiza, for the feedback, because I realized I shared the chat instead of sharing you the custom GPT, but I have reshared the link. I hope most of you got it. So we have come to the end of the sessions. So let me do a quick recap. Today we have gone through a few things. Although it's a very short sessions, but I believe it's fruitful. First of all, we talk about where motivation come from. It can be internally, intrinsic, your passions that keep you moving. And also it can be extrinsic, meaning it can be a reward, it can be a promise that can give you moving. And then we also talk about the 8 emotional driver, the love of belonging, security control, diversity, recognition, achievement, excellence, and etc. So the 8 emotional driver and how is it all interconnected? Because sometimes the same things can be internal, sometimes the things can be external, but these two things are interconnected. Without us realizing it, it's not money, but actually are these things that keep us moving. And then finally, we also do a quick exercise with John Doe. So yeah, how many of us managed to get John Doe to 80%? Ada tak 80%? Anyone managed to get John Doe to 80%? Or you already run out of limit? Because when I run this exercise, because if you are not a paid user, sometimes you are out of limit already. Yeah. All right, so there will be the last exercise for these sessions. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your participation. Your attendance is very appreciated. I actually learned a lot from everyone also over here, because again, learning is always two ways. And finally, before we end everything, I just wanted to share something for you to take away, to bring home. a list of questionnaire that you can ask John Doe. Probably some of you are frustrated. What question can I ask John Doe? How do I ask John Doe so that it won't be so obvious? So these are some of the things that you can ask discovery questions. I'm going to share in the chat. So you can copy this somewhere and keep it for yourself, something for you to bring back. Discovery questions, have to uncover what's blocking him. Okay. And then once you identify his motivation driver, you can also ask some other questions about rebuilding his motivations. Yeah. And then at the end, you can also do a stress test questionings, okay, depending on the motivation level that they have. All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will conclude the session. I'm going to pass back the session to Jency. And yeah, before Jency take over, probably can I get ladies and gentlemen to drop in the chat, Can you put, okay, wait, some of you. Kebab, kenapa ada kebab? Oh, ChatGPT say bring him to kebab. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Adin. Okay, so before we end the session, can I get ladies and gentlemen to, use one sentence. Use one sentence and drop it in the chat. How do you like the sessions? Okay, what have you learned from the session? Just one sentence. Yeah, just one sentence. Drop it in the chat. Yeah, what have you learned from the session? Maybe let's have the last 90 seconds for us to do the last activities. Drop one sentence. What do you like about the sessions? What do you learn about the sessions? 1 minute. Yeah, just one sentence or one word that you like from the session. So Wahiza is motivations. Adin, I'm interested to check what you asked. That sounds like a big fact. Thank you, ladies and gents. So we have a few sharing here. And Adin, I think you are having a good conversation with your AI until talk about where to makan, where to chill. Okay, and then thank you, Waiza, learning all the 8 emotional driver. Yeah, of course, this is part of it. And by the way, emotional driver can lead us to a lot of things. If you understand emotional driver, you can bring this to conflict management. You can even bring this to customer service. You can even bring this to your training. You can even bring this to your workplace. You can even bring this to your parenting. You can even bring this to a lot of different areas as long as you understand your audience, your targeted people, motivation, emotional driver. You can even infuse all these emotional driver into a learning sessions. Okay, so I think one thing, and then from our professor, Dr. Evian, identify emotional driver and motivate yourself. Definitely. We cannot motivate people, but we can always motivate ourselves. And last but not least, Ryan, how to motivate also your colleagues. Definitely. Yan Feng, 8 emotional drivers. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Let me pass the session back to Jancy. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, thank you, Kenny, for the very interesting and engaging session. So here we come to the Q&A segment. Is there any questions from the floor? You may put it in the chat box. Any question you would like to ask Kenny?
Thank you, Adin.
Let me check the chat box.
Thank you, Ria. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Yongshan. Nice having you.
Okay, looks like there's no questions from the floor. So Okay, before I conclude the session, I'm sure all of you find this very valuable and wanting to know more insights to come up with resolutions for your team to manage, so that we have a 2 days course where the title will be Managing Conflict Within Teams with Emotional Drivers on 5th and 6th June, that you can see in screen here. So it's a 2 days course if you want to know more. So if you would like to join, you may contact to the contact details that is given in the screen here. But what we have exciting in this segment is that we are giving free gifts for those who participate, to register this course, where you will get a Xiaomi vacuum cleaner, which are limited. So grab your opportunity by signing up the course. So, yeah. All right. Before we officially conclude, so if you have any feedback, we really appreciate to hear back from you. So please take a moment to scan the QR code that you see in screen here and leave us your feedback. I'll give about 2 minutes to do so.
Thank you, Jency. Yeah, we will appreciate if you can give us your honest feedback. How do you think about the sessions? Yeah, thank you, Wahiza, and the rest of you putting up. Thank you into the chat. Wonderful. And for those who are interested, just sharing a little bit more about the course is basically we will understand what is emotional driver. We deep dive into emotional driver. What you experience today is more on the surface level, because I want to give as much as I can in the 90 minutes, so that I'll give you a little bit of emotional driver, a little bit of intrinsic and extrinsic. And in the full 2-day courses, we'll talk about the Maslow hierarchy of need, and we will do a deep connection on how all these are connected. And then we will also do a few more concepts on how to manage conflicts, how to manage difficult conversation, because as manager, that's what we do. We always have, like it or not, as manager, we always operate at a contribution level. Every day, we only go meeting, and meeting. No time for our work. So that is why handling difficult conversation is very important. All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, hope to see you all soon. Yeah, physically, somewhere, sometimes. And for those who are joining this from international, from other country, I'm not sure if you are physically here in Malaysia, but I hope to see you. If you are not, yeah, nice having you here. So thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. With that, see you again. Take care.
All right. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you, Adin.